Hello everyone, welcome to another video by Minifigs in Space. Today, we are going to take the LEGO Creator Space Astronauts and transform them into some pretty sweet looking space characters. First up is the Creator Space Robot Companion, which uses a variety of parts, namely the shoulder pads that first came out in a LEGO Star Wars minifigure, I believe. And then I use standard oxygen tanks with a headpiece from the LEGO City Firefighter minifigures. Normally, this headpiece part is held down by a firefighter hat. However, since this is not necessary for a robot, I decided to try using a large visor that can go over the head when none used, and then over the front of it, acting as a sort of heads-up display for the robot. Next up is the alien crew member, who uses a alien headpiece that surprisingly came out in the 2019 LEGO City Space line. It was not on an actual alien minifigure, it was just a mask on a stick, but it works very well for the LEGO Creator Space theme, since the eyes are a dark blue color, which coordinates with the dark blue hands on the spaceman suit. In addition to the silver shoulder pads, I also used a neck bracket to attach the accessory, and while this technically isn't necessary, if you look closely, the tentacles from the alien head are just barely forward of the shoulder pads, so including a neck bracket gives it a little bit more clearance so it can turn its head and get some more interesting poses. Now, the alien's weapon is a harpoon, and it is assembled using a Technic piece, as shown here, with the arrow slid right between and connected to the stud of the ray gun. As for his role on the LEGO Creator Space team, I would like to think of him as a mechanic who repairs the spacecraft on their many adventures. Here's what I would consider to be the standard space explorers on the LEGO Creator Space team. Since there is metallic gold on their classic space logo, I thought it would be appropriate to have a shiny metallic gold visor on their helmet as well. The helmet that was introduced to us in the 2019 City Space line has very quickly become one of my favorite headgear to use for space explorers. So for those of you who have watched my content before, it is probably not a big surprise to see it on these minifigures as well. The purple laser weapon is assembled very similarly to the sci-fi harpoon for the alien. However, I want to point out that the little Technic bushing here has the perfect diameter for the base of this electrical bolt to slide into it without any stud connection. However, for personal preference, I push it forward as far as I can so that it can connect to the stud. Now, some of you may be wondering why I chose to use transparent purple for the laser coloring. Because if you are familiar with the Creator Space line, well, first of all, there aren't any weapons, so that's different. But two, there isn't any transparent purple. So the explanation is I originally created these minifigures for my LEGO Swamp Planet concept, which is an old product idea I had posted to LEGO Ideas. It has since been expired for several years, but my original idea was to take the UV lasers used to take down alien plants as the weapon for the Creator Spacemen. With all that out of the way, let's continue on to the commander of the Creator Spacemen, who I call Commander Cool. In my LEGO Space Story world, he is a descendant of Commander Cold from LEGO Ice Planet. But there's also another reason to his name, because he uses this really cool hairpiece that came in only one minifigure to attach visor accessories such as these pairs of goggles. Honestly, I was a little surprised that LEGO has not used this headpiece mold in other minifigures because it is so incredibly useful for sci-fi applications. It was created for a LEGO Spy minifigure, which was a callback to LEGO Alpha Team, the first LEGO Spy theme. It originally had a black standard visor, but in this case I decided to add a gold visor to go along with my established color scheme. As you can see, it is one of the few headpieces that allows the visor to be attached in either direction. Personally, my favorite accessory has to be the goggles, and as you can see, they line up pretty well with the eyes, so the minifigure can see through them. But if you have a favorite accessory or some accessories you think might work with it, please share with me in the comments below. As for the rest of the crew members, I equipped them with purple lightsabers using lightsaber handle thingy-mabobs from the LEGO Chima theme. My basic approach to finding accessories for the Creator Space minifigures was simply what is available in flat silver. And that research led to my discovery of the LEGO Chima sword handle thingamabobs. Speaking of silver minifigure accessories, I also decided to take this, I think it's a mace from the Lego Castle line, and used it as another type of grappling weapon, except it might be used more for rendering dangerous villains unconscious. The last thing I will mention is that it is indeed possible to make a mostly flat silver minifigure using all existing parts. The only exception would be the hands that are not available in flat silver at this time. And that, my friends, brings a close to today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, keep building your universe.